Lieutenant Howard Bickerdike. Flight Lieutenant Bickerdike originally joined the ACO as a civilian instructor in May 1982. During his time as a civilian instructor, he completed his Gold Duke of Edinburgh Award. During service at both Harrogate and Knaresborough squadrons, he carried out the tasks of training officer, Duke of Edinburgh Awards officer, and adjutant, before being commissioned in 1987 to Knaresborough squadron. 3 years later, he was promoted to Flight Lieutenant and became the officer commanding that squadron. Flight Lieutenant Bickerdike has continued to gain experience as a commanding officer at 4 other squadrons before his most recent posting as commanding officer of 5/8 Harrogate Squadron in 2010. With his experience and knowledge of the Corps, he has produced excellent results since arriving at Harrogate Squadron. He has always put the cadets first in a big way, and this is shown not only by his squadron activities, but also by the fact that he has attended 57 annual camps, 22 of which he was the camp commander. He leads by example, and is prolific in supporting cadets and offering all that he can in the way of activities for them. He is an eager, hard-working member of staff with many skills. He is always first to volunteer for camps and courses to ensure that cadets do not lose opportunities. Flight Lieutenant Bickerdike epitomises all that is best in our supervisory staff by setting and maintaining high personal standards. He works tirelessly for his squadron and for the wing in general, and invariably subordinates his own interests and time to that of the Corps, whilst having a stressful job and studying for higher qualifications to help in his employment. He has done much to enhance the quality of life of hundreds of young people in the Corps, and his outstanding commitment is well deserving of lasting recognition through the award of the Lord Lieutenant's. My Lord, Flight Lieutenant Howard Bickerdike. Second Lieutenant Andrew Scroston volunteered to serve at the school, staff instructor at the Reed School, Drax, in March 2005, following a full career as a senior non-commissioned officer in the infantry. He completed his service as a colour sergeant. Although only funded to attend the school 1 day a week, Second Lieutenant Scroston voluntarily attends on numerous other days to deal with CCF matters. He deals with the needs of over 100 Army and Royal Air Force cadets. He always endeavours to ensure that the cadets have adequate stores, clothing and equipment for training. On at least one occasion, he provided training aids out of his own pocket. Second Lieutenant Scroston truly exemplifies the volunteer ethos and is an inspiration to his fellow volunteer officers and the cadets in the contingent. My Lord, Lieutenant Andrew Scroston. Administrative officer for the nationally recruited units, with central volunteer headquarters at Queen Elizabeth Barracks, for whom she has worked for 7 years. Mrs. Credlin has, over her period of employment, not only effectively and competently fulfilled a full range of duties within her role, but also gone to great lengths to support the regimental personnel within both 306 Hospital Support Medical Regiment and 335 Medical Evacuation Regiment, whom, as nationally recruited personnel, are disadvantaged in administrative support on pay, travel and training arrangements relative to the regional TA units. Mrs. Credlin has, throughout her dedication and efforts, won much deserved respect and admiration amongst all personnel within Headquarters 2nd Medical Brigade, Central Volunteer Headquarters and its subordinate units. This, in spite of exceptionally difficult family circumstances over recent years. Mrs. Credland has single-handedly continued to offer exceptional support in her spheres of responsibility to over several hundred personnel at all levels within Central Volunteer Headquarters. In so doing, Mrs. Credland has displayed consummate charm, care and support to each individual member of both regiments for whom she provides support. She has also on many occasions stepped forward to support other staff within the headquarters during periods of absence and illness by others, never complaining and always being the first to step forward to offer assistance. In addition to her professional responsibilities within the headquarters, Mrs. Credland has over several years spent considerable time outside work supporting and fundraising for cardiac risk in the young and nationally recognised sudden death charity. In this respect, she has recently raised a highly significant sum of money for the charity personal fund, raising and participating in a lengthy sponsored group. In summary, Mrs. Credland is an outstanding civil servant, providing exceptional support to Headquarters 2nd Medical Brigade and the TA Medical Volunteers supporting current operations in Afghanistan. She has demonstrated the highest standards in public service, selflessly supporting her colleagues and always putting the welfare of others before her own. My Lord, Mrs. Sandra Credland.